Anita Sarkeesian's gaming credentials. But before we hop on to her new controversial tweet that she tweeted out the other day, which I felt as if was passively aggressive towards me and quite a few other people here on the YouTube's interwebs, I want to address something that I find very problematic against detractors of those against Anita Sarkeesian. I've made about 7 videos about her, I've criticized her, I've responded to her a lot, but never would I go to the lengths of photoshopping something that she hasn't said and present it as fact. And the reason I find this problematic, mainly because I feel as if it falls under the law of slander, because you're presenting something that someone hasn't said as fact, and trying to make people more upset and angry at something that she did not say. But I too have had this happen. And no matter how much you dislike someone, no matter how fucked up of things that they say, I find it problematic when you go even to a further length of photoshopping something they didn't say just to fuel the fire. I've had this happen to me. Someone sent Anita Sarkeesian an email of a bomb threat if she was doing some conference, and the bomb threat was signed using my name. And I find that problematic when people do shit like that. When they Photoshop or they send emails posing as someone else to stir the fire. And the FBI knocked at my door. I've already talked about this in an earlier video. I explained to them that I have a lot of people who try to pose as me. They seemed very understandable and asked me for information about if I knew who would have done it, and I said no. I have a lot of people on YouTube who hate me too. So it could be anybody. I have no idea. Some anonymous person. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because I almost made a video about this, because I thought they were real and authentic. Someone photoshopped some tweets of Anita Sarkeesian basically insulting the guy at Nintendo when he died, basically saying that he's misogynist, sexist, and she's glad he's dead or whatever. I thought it was real at first, but then it just took me a few seconds to go to a website that allows you to see all deleted tweets and tweets of an individual user, I use allmytweets.net. Because I'm blocked by her, I'm still able to see all the tweets that she makes using that website. Just type in her name and you can see everything that she posts, which is quite nice. Internet is pretty cool like that, so anything you post on the internet always stays on the internet. Just keep note of that, even if you delete it. But now that that's out of the way, please don't Photoshop tweets of people just for the purpose to slander them, no matter how evil or how much you dislike them. There's no need for that. And when people do that, I do feel as if it falls under the realm of harassment. And I hate using that word towards someone like Anita Sarkeesian, but when you're photoshopping things of people when they don't say, whether it's for comedy or whether it's joking about child pedophilia or whatever it be, it's just, that's unacceptable. Because people will actually believe that shit and think that people actually said this, which, yeah, anyways. So the tweet that I want to focus on today is this. It's so cute when MRAs and atheist dudes who clearly don't play video games try to talk about video games. Now, I find this tweet problematic simply because she's kind of doing what she's already claimed she doesn't want people to do. You don't play that very many video games, or you only play a few video games, or you don't play any video games, you don't have any gaming credentials. I find this tweet not only insulting, but also very, very passive-aggressive towards anyone who is an atheist, which, by the way, to clarify, I'm not strictly an atheist, I'm an agnostic atheist, which is a bit different in the atheist perspective on what I believe and stuff, but I'm an agnostic atheist. And for one, a lot of the people who do in fact critique you on video games do in fact play a lot of video games. I've been playing video games since a wee little lad of 6 years old. Right now, on this desk right here, I have Yoshi's Cookie for the NES, Bionic Commando, Crystal, Crystal Caves, Dr. Mario, Rampage, Dino Ricky, and Yoshi. Those are just some of my NES games that I own, boxed with the manual and everything. I have tons of video games, much of which I don't even have on display, it's in storage. I play video games, I love video games, but who are you to judge what someone plays and doesn't play? How do you make the statement, atheist dudes who clearly don't play video games? How can you make such a assuming judgment upon people, assuming what they play, what they don't play? Do you stalk them personally to know what's in their Steam library? Personally, on my Steam library, I almost have 400 video games on there. That's not including all the hard copy games of N64 games I have up in storage, which I want to put on display, but I had no room for it. It's so hypocritical to claim that guys shouldn't question women's gaming credentials. Oh, you're a girl gamer? What games do you play? Do you play Candy Crush? You're not a real gamer. But that's exactly what you're doing here. You're making an assumption based upon intention of what games people play, pulling it all the way out of your ass. How you're able to do this with a straight face is beyond me. What even qualifies someone as truly a gamer? What qualifies someone to have gaming credentials? And I believe that even if people don't play video games, they are able to critique it, criticize games, that's perfectly fine. But you classify yourself as a professional gaming critic. There's photos of you all over the internet of you smiling in front of all the games, stacks of Xbox games, GameCube games, of you just smiling saying, I love video games. And then you go on your Twitter and you rant about how the Fallout series is a terrible video game, Fallout 4 is terrible, Doom is terrible, yet you have these games in your actual photo posing with these games. You're so disgusted by them, but somehow you own them yourself. Or was that just a PR stunt to make yourself look good, like you play all these awesome games, but in reality you don't play any of them? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what games you play. And quite frankly, I'm not going to sit here and say, Anita, you're not a real gamer, because I honestly don't know what you actually play. Therefore, it would be incorrect and it would be judgmental and assuming of me to make an assumption of your character based upon what you do and don't play when I don't even know. But let's remember, you're Anita Sarkeesian. Your double standards are perfectly acceptable. No matter what you preach, no matter what you say, you can do the exact opposite, and that's okay by your own standard. And why did you have to mention atheist dudes? I'm sure there's been people who disagree with you who are not all atheists. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, what qualifies as gaming credentials? If you play Candy Crush, does that mean that you're a gamer? If you play one game of your entire lifetime, let's just say Portal, for example, you love the Portal games, but you really have never expanded into any other games, does that make you a gamer? What to you, Anita Sarkeesian, qualifies someone to be a gamer? That's all I really want to know.